You want to know one of the most like crazy and just like weird things about this Philadelphia Eagles offense? As much, disappointment and as much as they struggled this year under Kevin Patullo, it's been off and on. Jalen's had like a rough 4-game stretch, right? They are the number one red zone offense. Yeah. The Philadelphia Eagles are the number one red zone offense. They're sitting at 69%. And here's something that's actually also pretty wild to me. They're up from 2024. In 2024, they had a 58% chance of scoring in the red zone. They're at 69%, number one in the NFL. In the red zone is not easy to score, man. We've seen good offenses throughout time struggle in the red zone. But for whatever reason, this Philadelphia team is so good in the red zone. Like I said, number one. You get into the red zone, things get way more condensed. There's more bodies around. There's not as much spacing. I'd say it's tougher to score than just out in the open field, right? Obviously, you got to drive down the field. That's part of it. That's something the Philadelphia Eagles offense has been struggling with. Yo, you ain't subscribed? Why you not subscribed? Come on. Don't be a hater. I know you ain't a hater. Be sure to subscribe and be sure to drop a like for your boy. All we do is talk football here. Come vibe with me. And be sure to follow my Instagram and drop any DMs in there asking a question about a team, topic of discussion, and we'll make a video on it. All right? Let's get back to the video. But in the red zone, they just figure it out. And, they obviously went up against the Raiders. They 31 to 0. They shut them out. And I do understand it's the Raiders, right? So it's kind of hard to be like, well, I don't know if they're back on track, which is understandable. But one thing that I haven't really seen people talk about, and I've just seen them be negative about the game, and I do understand it, because Jalen had 6 turnovers in that game, if you want to count them all, right? That offense against the Chargers was driving. Like, they were driving down the field. There was just turnovers. Throughout that game. Too many to win the game. I mean, they still had a shot at the end had Jalen not threw that pick, right? But they literally outgained the Chargers by 100 yards. It's not like the offense wasn't moving the ball in that game. And I don't see a lot of people talk about that. So it's like, dude, the Chargers are they're a top NFC opponent. And I'm like, the Eagles were driving. They just were turning the ball over. So, man, I point back to this red zone thing. I know the Eagles offense, they're such a wild card. You just don't know what you're getting on Sunday. But if there's one positive out of this season that we've seen a lot of negative within their offense, it's that they can hang their hat on their red zone offense literally being the best. If they get into the red zone, there's a high percentage chance that they're probably going to score.